Hello everyone! I still have more great sounding albums to recommend to audiophiles. This is part 6 of my series of videos about this topic. The 5 albums that I'm presenting on this video all have different stories to tell. One album has flown under the radar but has become a favorite among hi-fi enthusiasts. A solo album from the other half of possibly the most popular singing duo in pop history. A tribute album to an icon by one of the best female country singer, a swan song from a rock legend, and one from a favorite band of most audiophiles. So here we go. First on this list is Spilt Milk by Jellyfish. This album is the second and final studio album by American rock band Jellyfish, released on February 1993 by Charisma Records. Production of this album lasted several months due to the record's complicated orchestrations and had even run over budget. It was said that the band had this great intent to make the second album better than their first, and they succeeded considering the quality of this album, but it took a lot of toll on its members that eventually the band broke up. After the release of this album and after they toured with Tears for Fears in 1993, Jellyfish disbanded, citing creative differences between their creative duo Roger Joseph Manning Jr. and Andy Sturmer. Spilt Milk is a happy, sunny album that is dense with sounds that will make you think of the Beach Boys, Supertramp, and even Beatles when you listen to it. Brian Wilson of Beach Boys have an influence on this band, probably specifically on their producer and recording engineer, Jack Joseph Puig. There might not be a genre that can define this album, and it will be difficult to categorize. It's always labeled as power pop, but some music reviewers disagree. Listen to it and find out for yourself. It will be a fun ride. Next on this list is Breakaway by Art Garfunkel. This is the second studio album by Art Garfunkel, released in 1975 by Columbia Records. This album is considered to be Garfunkel's most successful album after he and Paul Simon decided to pursue solo careers. This is also considered his best solo record, featuring his best singing on some of his best songs with one of the best productions of his career. Richard Perry, who also produced Ringo Starr's solo album, is the producer. This is a soft rock classic record. Garfunkel made very good song choices for this album, and he was keen to demonstrate how great his voice can be. All the songs here is perfect for Garfunkel's tenor singing style and has melancholic feel to it. And like all of Art's earlier albums, a lot of care and attention went into Breakaway, as shown by the fact that it was recorded in no less than 8 separate recording studios across the US and in London. There are other accomplished artists who somehow helped him on this album, like David Crosby, Graham Nash, Stephen Bishop, Beach Boy Bruce Johnston, and of course, Paul Simon. Simon and Garfunkel sang duet on the song My Little Town. Most of the songs are Garfunkel doing what he does best, which is singing great commercial polished songs with a voice as perfect as voices get. Next on this list is Let's Be Frank by Trisha Yearwood. This is American country singer Trisha Yearwood's 14th studio album, released on February 2019 by Gwendolyn Records. Trisha paid tribute to Frank Sinatra on this album. She has selected 11 songs that Sinatra sang over the course of his long career, plus one original composition titled For the Last Time. It was said that she performed the tracks with Sinatra's original microphone and was accompanied by a 55-piece orchestra at the iconic Capitol Records in Hollywood, where Sinatra himself recorded. Al Schmidt is the recording engineer who also worked on Diana Krall's The Girl in the Other Room and Shelby Lynn's Just a Little Lovin'. I've featured these 2 albums before on my other videos about great sounding albums. The tracks were arranged by Vincent Mendoza, who previously worked with Tony Bennett, Ray Charles, and Barbara Streisand. The track I'll Be Seeing You is a must-hear. It will for sure tug at your heartstrings. Her rendition of Over the Rainbow demonstrates her versatility and great vocal quality. The songs on this album are well crafted, with excellent arrangement and sang by an excellent vocalist. People who like classic pop standards will definitely love this album. Next on this list is Black Star by David Bowie. This is David Bowie's 25th and final studio album. In case it has not been noticed, the 5-star segments below the main star on the cover form the word Bowie in stylized letters. The album was released 2 days before the rock legend's death, so it feels like it's his last goodbye and a parting gift to the world. The album was recorded in secret in New York City with his longtime co-producer Tony Visconti and a group of local jazz musicians. The music here I can describe as art rock, but it has a jazzy feel to it with electronica sprinkled all over. It was said that Bowie's first proper instrument was the saxophone, and he has been exposed to jazz as a preteen. Although this album is a bit more laid back than his previous albums, Bowie weaves an unsettling and eerie sound that is somewhat nostalgic. Bowie's voice, the saxophone, the drums, and even the synths sound fantastic on this album. This is Bowie at his best. You can feel his intensity in all these tracks, and it's a joy to hear that very recognizable voice. This album has just 7 tracks and will make you want to hear more. I like the track Black Star the most. It has the feeling of chaos, but it seems everything gets resolved at the end. But the best sounding track to me is Lazarus. I think all the instruments on this track sparkles. Black Star won 3 Grammy Awards at the 59th Annual Grammy Awards in 2017 and was also awarded British Album of the Year at the 2017 Brit Awards. And last but not the least is Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. This is the 9th studio album by the English band Pink Floyd, another one of the legendary rock bands, released on September 1975 by Columbia Records in US. This album was recorded over numerous sessions throughout 1975 at EMI Studios in London. This was their follow-up to The Dark Side of the Moon, which established them as the leading band of progressive rock. A lot of audiophiles loves these 2 albums, The Dark Side of the Moon and Wish You Were Here, and always try to compare them. The album is a tribute to the group's difficult history as it deals with the downsides of musical success and the mental collapse of their original frontman Syd Barrett. Pink Floyd's keyboardist Richard Wright and David Gilmour was quoted saying this is their favorite Pink Floyd album. Similar to The Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd made great use of studio effects and synthesizers. The SICD version I have was released in 2016 by Analog Productions and mastered by Pink Floyd's producer and engineer James Guthrie from the original Analog master tapes. This album opens with a slow build of organ and synth and will almost hypnotize you. Shine On You Crazy Diamond, which is their ode to Syd Barrett, is a long musical piece divided into 2 tracks and establishes the album's musical theme. The track Wish You Were Here is one of my favorite songs because of its haunting lyrics, and it was sang beautifully by David Gilmour. This album often gets overlooked because of the more popular The Dark Side of the Moon, but I find that this album have a stronger musical theme. And that's the 5 CDs of hi-fi albums that I would recommend to audiophiles for this video. The great effort by the artists and the engineers to make these great sounding albums make them special and worth giving them a try. I have a lot more great audiophile albums on CDs that I will share in my next video, so please subscribe. I hope you will enjoy my selection and discover something new. Let me know your thoughts if you have already listened to these albums. Happy listening.